Hey!
So we are doing our first Q&A video. We gathered some questions from people like you, and we're going to try to give you our best honest answers. And Leah here is going to die laughing.
Every time
Yeah.
we say
Okay.
something.
So one of the first questions we have is, what do you actually do? And Leah's going to start, she's going to answer, and then I'll give my answer.
What I do is helping with like farm projects here. So any kind of garden work, farm work, and kind of planning for future farms. And we'd like to get some cows and other animals on site in the future. So that's kind of what I'm focusing on, as well as helping in the sponsorship department whenever they need help, and obviously spending time with the kids. So that kind of about sums it up for me.
So I just got here to Bukeka about a week ago, not even quite a week ago. And first thing I did was get my camera out and take a bunch of photos. So I manage the website, a lot of the social media for Global Hands of Hope. And so having photos and video for that is super important. And being here makes it a lot easier to get those. So one of the next questions we have is, how do you communicate?
So English is actually one of the national languages in Uganda. And all the kids learn it in school, if they're in school. And usually in all the cities, people know English. The most common language in the district and area that we're in is Luganda. Within the country of Uganda, there's around 64, I think, languages. So you can go 15 miles north or 15 miles any direction, and there'll be a different language spoken. But in our current spot, it's Luganda. Communication is pretty easy, but if we do go anywhere, we obviously have a translator with us just in case we get ourselves into a pinch. But there really hasn't been any barriers with communication that I've ran into. Another question that we get asked oftenly as well is, what do you eat?
We eat good food, guys.
We really do.
We eat quite well.
Yeah. Some of us gain weight when we're here.
Some of us lose weight.
But all in all, the food is delicious. Some of the most staple foods in Uganda that we eat are plantain, or matoki, is what it's called in the local language. Posho and beans is basically what everybody has all the time. Matoki is a special food if your plantain is ready. And then obviously there's fruits and vegetables everywhere. So we do not lack on fresh fruits and vegetables.
The one thing that we miss the most, especially Leah, is dairy products. So you can find them here, but they're not as good as what we're used to.
No, for sure not.
She craves ice cream daily.
And cheese.
But we're doing quite fine, and we both really love the food, and we found that we actually have really similar taste buds.
Yeah,
so that
which is
a,
nice.
a huge plus when it comes to like what we're eating and cooking for ourselves here at the guest house.
Yeah. So another question that we also get asked is, what are some of the greatest challenges you've had since being here, or that you run into while you're in a different country, in a different culture? I know you've only been here for like a week and a half, but there's probably some.
So for me, like, this is super surface and something I'll get used to. It's the nightlife. Instead of, well, who's around? Let's go do something. I'm just stuck with Leah.
Hooray! Living in a different culture, in a different country, 8,000 miles away from your family is not easy. It's pretty hard. And if I'm honest with myself, I did not think that I would have felt and went through and gone through some of the things that I have. Just a lot of unmet expectations, times of obviously loneliness, but obviously homesickness for sure. But see, I was here for 3 months by myself before any other Mzungu came. And don't get me wrong, I have super good friends here, and obviously I'm spending a lot of time with them, but it is different when you don't have somebody from your same country that you can relate to and talk through things. That people here experience different things in different ways than you do. It is hard, but it's really good. It's a really big growing experience. I know it has been for me, and I think some of the things that I've been through will make a lot more sense down the road. And it'll be really neat to see after I do go back home, or even here, just look back on the things that I went through in the first 3 months being here, and see why it all happened and why I went through the things that I did. Yeah, that's kind of a brief summary of it.
Very brief.
But there also is huge joys and lots of excitement, and it is extremely fun and exciting to be on the other side. So there's quite a few joys that go along with the challenges too. And I would say that they obviously outweigh all the disappointments and challenges and things that you face being here. I don't know, what are some joys that you've...
So the first thing, and it kind of hit me, like, I guess just over the last few days, is when I'm here, to me, everything is just so beautiful. Now, again, 1 weekend, ask me in 5 weeks, but it's just like nature is so beautiful. These people are absolutely beautiful. I love them. They're so welcoming and so kind. The Ugandan people in general are so friendly. And so that's been just really, really fun. So it's just like, I don't know, just the beauty of what I'm immersed in. And like she said, the fun. We've had already a lot of adventures.
We have.
Yeah. So just the, we'll call this the honeymoon stage for me. And it's been a lot of fun. Stepping away from the craziness of my life in America and being here and just like being so much more focused on why I'm here. It's because God brought me here, and this work that I'm doing is for His glory, and that just brings me a lot of joy.
But for me, it's finding all the small things, especially now that I've passed the honeymoon stage. And just taking time to just like step back and realize why you're here, and all the small things that Jesus is doing within my life and obviously in the life of Bukeka and the people that we work with here. And so sometimes you kind of really have to stop and find them. I know I have. But I would say, along with Haylie, the beauty of this country is just incredible. It is gorgeous. And one of the big things that I've found, I don't know if I found joy in it, but I guess I can put it along these lines, is hearing the stories of different people that I've talked to. Either the director of Global Hands of Hope, or some of the church members, or the kids at school. Just the struggles and the life that they grew up in is very crazy. It's unimaginable for most of us to believe and even comprehend. And so to see what they've come out of in the spiritual warfare that they encounter every single day has made me really realize how much we have and how blessed we are. And yeah, so it's been a really big eye-opening experience. And I would say all the eye-opening experiences do bring me a lot of joy.
People like to ask us, what are your living conditions like? They're fine. We have a guest house that we live in.
We don't live in a small mud hut with a thatched roof, sorry.
We have modern conveniences like a toilet, but we don't have a toilet seat. We have a shower, but it doesn't have a shower head. But it really does work great, I promise, and actually probably better than with a shower head because the water pressure is better.
Haylie still has yet to experience some of the more local conveniences of living here. As of yet, the power has not gone out. She's had hot water every time she's taken a shower. She, what else? You haven't had to shower with a bucket and a pail yet.
Maybe we'll get there. Hey, I'm always up for the adventure. I always say that fun, I chose to come to Africa, and I would be up for a lot worse than what we have here, so I feel pretty blessed. So.
We have no more rats in the house, just in case anybody's wondering.
I'm really glad I haven't met Rodney or his family.
Yeah. Well, Rodney and his uncle are dead, but there could be a few more around.
There's no Rosies. We wouldn't want to have a family.
That would be bad.
I think that's all we have for now. So if you guys want to send us any more questions, we can either do another video or just answer them by email or text or whatever. We are so thankful for all of our friends and family. We know that we've got a whole team or teams of prayer warriors back home. We can feel those prayers. So that is all we have for now. I hope you guys have a wonderful night/day. It's kind of confusing with the time change or time difference. But either that, signing off. Bye.
Love and G.